Hello. Thank you for joining me on a walk today. I am still working on this bag, however, it's nearing completion. And I did just order the rope from Hemp Traders, so it should be on its way. And as soon as I get it all put together, I'll put it in a video. Now in this video, it's a beautiful day for a winter walk, and I'm not the only one out. There's a guy who runs by with his well-trained dog, and some snowmobilers out for a ride. It is a fantastic 32 degrees, but really I'm just out there for the sunshine. I also have this lint shaver that I'm going to show you how I take unsightly items and make them wearable again. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would like to briefly talk about the dog owners out there. I mean, clearly this man has taken the time to train his animal, and I find that highly respectable. What I'm extremely bothered by is the incredible number of dog owners with their dogs off leashes that simply yell out, "He is friendly!" To be blunt, I have no respect for a casual dog owner that puts the responsibility of their pet onto me. I wonder if they have ever thought about the facts, like the people who've been attacked by dogs, or maybe that people are allergic to dogs, or, I mean, how about just basic conscious respect for your neighbors and not have your dog outside barking constantly? Or maybe that people who don't own dogs don't want to pick up shit out of their yard. The question is, why do these jerks make it my problem? I suppose the more than likely answer is they are obviously too lazy to put in the work, and they shouldn't have the right to own a dog. I would just like to apologize for the lighting of my videos in advance. Lighting is not my forte. All right, now this is the lint shaver. I remember my grandma, my mom's mom, showing me how to use one when I was a child. Battery operated and very easy to use. There are 3 height levels to pick from based on the fabric being shaved. Turning the clear plastic piece changes the distance from the blades and gives protection to fabric that can be sucked up inside and damaged. It comes apart for cleaning when lint gets built up and snaps back together, lining up the notches there. This is the lint trap here. Obviously, that gets dumped, but sometimes blowing on it or using canned air is necessary to get pieces to dislodge. I'm sure most people have seen these cheap little gloves. I find them useful, and in the winter, I keep them in my coat pockets for backup. However, when washed, they are the type of fabric that collects lint balls like crazy. And even though they are cheap and easily replaced, I'm not about that. My grandma taught me a lot about making things last. And if it looked like trash, look again. There might be a way to still use it. She taught me to reuse food containers, sew clothes to make them usable, and make them pretty. Grow a garden because it was the best choice to make, along with homemade meals. And so much about being creative and relying on being resourceful. I am hoping to be able to pass on her lessons. In this throwaway kind of world, I do feel like it's a lost art and definitely needs shared. The lint shaver definitely saves you from picking each piece of lint off, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Sometimes the fabric will need adjusted, if that's holding it taut or holding your hand under the fabric to put pressure against the shaver. Or when the seam has a buildup of lint, it can be necessary to hold the edge up and kind of brush it with the shaver. It is best to use sort of a brushing motion because if a thread does get snagged, it's usually still salvageable. Then, like this coat has embroidery, so that could be a real problem if the thread is loose. It will get picked up by the shaver and cut, eventually ruining it. As you see here in the bottom corner, the buttonhole has started coming apart, so I am avoiding that area so I don't make it worse. When I asked Google what fabrics pill, it said typically synthetic or blended materials such as polyester, acrylic, and wool blends, which most of the clothes made now are synthetic, cheap, easy to process, easier to throw away. They literally call most of the clothes these days throw-away fashion. I bet there aren't a lot of people left who remember all of their clothes being homemade. Trust, if we had to make our own clothes, we wouldn't so easily throw them away. couldn't decide if I was going to put my following gripe in a video about driving or this one where I'm giving my possibly unpopular opinion about dogs. So I picked this one. I don't understand the motivation to let one's dog be on their lap while they're driving. I find it to be selfish and nearsighted. They're truly creating an unsafe and unpredictable environment. Honestly, they call themselves fur parents. But parents who care for their children put them in car seats for a reason. I'm starting to believe that shame needs brought back because all this "you do you" nonsense really is bringing idiocracy into reality. number to it, I would say 80% of my wardrobe is thrifted. This fancy jacket is no different. I found it at Goodwill for $13.90. I looked it up for this video and found the same coat on Depop for $34 and another one for $52. Poshmark also had it for $52. I feel like I got a pretty good deal even though I invested some time fixing it, but I feel like it was a good trade to have the supporting media for this video. Also, to be honest, my daughter said that she wanted a nice long black coat. I was thrilled to find this. And when I see her again, I'll be giving it to her all cleaned up and good as new. So many things to say. I guess that means so many more videos to make. Remember to enjoy your life. It is yours.